They even did they did online the best, right? But
Yeah.
even PlayStation, right, when they started charging for online after their massive fuck up with the hack, right?
Yeah.
They sweetened the deal with really good games I think it was like every couple of months or so.
Yeah, I think they
And
started
they've
doing it every
continued to do
month.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, literally every other thing developer whatever has picked up. Nintendo does it now with their backlog, which to be fair, I think this really they're drip feeding that unnecessarily. And Xbox started doing it with Games for Gold. But even then the Xbox library was so shit they struggled to put games on there.
Mhm.
But PlayStation never had that problem. Like you
Well,
never got their big releases, but you got a lot of really good games. Like one of the first games you got was like fucking Infamous 2.
shit, it was a really good game. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I actually no. There are plenty of games with gold, right, that I would have played if I had an Xbox at the time. Because like I had a 360. That was when like the games with gold really started, and then continued off into the Xbox One era. And like there were loads of games with golds that just kept coming out. It was a weekly thing, I think. Either
Or
monthly or weekly. Games with
I
gold.
think it was monthly. June, yeah, it was monthly.
Yeah, it was
But the
like
first
two
three games,
games. Two games.
actually, I take that back. Wait.
I do
The
remember it was
first three
like two
games
games.
were Fable 3, kind of.
Yeah.
Defense Grid: The Awakening, which I've never heard that shit in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed 2, but at that point, I think in
Everybody,
2013,
everybody had
everyone
played it.
fucking played that. The next games were Crackdown, the first
Mhm,
one, which I
mhm.
think is pretty solid. Dead Rising 2,
Yeah.
and
They had Quake as well.
at some point maybe. You got Halo 3 at one point, which is decent. But like my point is, at this point,
Yeah.
like you've played a lot of these games.
You're right. But the same could be said for like Infamous and
Yeah,
whatever PlayStation was putting out.
if I remember correctly, Infamous. I think it was Infamous. 1 second.
Unless they gave you Second Son. If they gave you Second Son, then they were balling. Because that was a launch title. I remember it. I was like, oh shit, graphics are amazing. Oh my god, why don't I have a PlayStation? Like, hands down, that was like one of
Second Son, I played it.
yeah.
It's not as good as like the first two.
Yeah, but like it was
Not
pretty.
even remotely close. It's pretty as hell.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty.
it was not remotely like as good as
No,
the
I
first two.
I remember playing Infamous 2. Yeah, it's
But
Infamous
look,
2.
my memory is not great. But all I remember is when Games for Gold came out, no one was really that excited about it. It came out really fucking late. No one cared. Right?
For reference, I was a hardcore Xbox guy, so like I was happy. I was excited. I was like, yeah, Xbox, go Xbox, not really knowing what the fuck was happening over on the PlayStation side.
One of my friends is that he eventually got a Xbox because it was just cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But down the line, he was just like, well, there's no bugger all to do on this anymore. So he got a PlayStation and played all the JRPGs and shit he wanted.
I only actually started to go to PlayStation when PS4 came out, and they started making like free games that you don't need the monthly subscription or anything to actually play the game. That's when I started going into PS4 because I thought, bro, why not? You know, it's free in all the things, but still PS4. I know obviously the main thing is like that's when PS4 actually popped off and everybody was trying to get onto PS4. So I was like, you know what? Most of my friends that's what actually pushed me to go there. It was actually being sold more. Like most of my friends, most of the people that I knew had a PS4, and that's what actually pushed me more to get a PS4 than anything else.
So I think this is a great point for me to come in and be like, "Hello, internet. Welcome to an X Abyss podcast."
Yeah.
Welcome to another Exhibit podcast where we talk about everything we love from games.
I want to do it like a YouTuber.
Mhm.
Like, hey guys, welcome back to Exhibit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. OnlyFans in the description.
You heard it here first, guys. We got an OnlyFans.
So we show all the nice components from our desktop, all naked,
Exactly.
first here
All the time.
on the channel.
I'm Casey. I'm an idiot on the internet. Who's with me?
Nah, I do not agree with the India stuff, but okay.
I do. But yeah, I'm here. It's your boy. That's what you're gonna get from me.
It's your
I'm
boy.
not being doxxed.
Okay, Mr. Producer.
Alleged producer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's keep some distance, lads. But yeah, no,
but yeah.
it's interesting to see that EA plays now on
Oh shit!
now.
You didn't even let the mage introduce himself.
What mage? There's no mages here.
Oh,
Oh, you
man, you're
Carl-
funny tech guy. Here, come.
Oh, I love it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Not live this time. I'm so glad.
Oh, that's fine. We can actually.
Oh, I can't say my crazy catchphrase. Like, we're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Don't worry, H producer.
Remember,
crop that
kids.
part out. Crop that part out. We don't need that. Just crop it out.
I forgot we're family friendly.
Totally family friendly. So yeah, no. We're talking about the news that EA is releasing their content onto both Steam and was it Microsoft Store?
Yeah, so the Xbox Game Pass
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
for no additional cost, which I think is honestly amazing value for money.
Yeah,
Look,
well,
a lot
not
of these
additional
games might
cost,
as well
but
be
you
free.
need to subscribe to it though. You need to pay a monthly fee. They
Yeah,
give you for $1, you can get it for a month and try it out, but then they just charge you the full amount later on.
but so I currently have it, and so one of our other friends. There's like I was definitely just having a look at the list before picking it up because you might have already played a lot of these games, or they might just not interest you. And just make sure if there's a game on there that you see, that you check to see if it's on the PC or the Xbox, because some of them, and some of them aren't even on there yet. So like it's advertising Dragon Quest, for example, that's not coming out until December on Xbox.
But now that EA is doing that same thing with was doing the thing with the Pass Gold, right? Do you think games from EA are going to be available in the Gold Pass as well?
I would assume so. Like the headline I've seen is only referring to the PC side of things. I don't know if it's actually an Xbox thing or not. So that's quite interesting.
That's very interesting because apparently I don't know if you guys know, but there's one of the main games from EA, which is Apex Legends, and basically they hinted out that, come on, bro, it's one of the biggest games.
Boo! So is FIFA, but we all hate FIFA. Like,
Yeah.
damn, bro.
No, listen. I'm talking about shooters, right?
Pro
The thing is
Evolution
that
Soccer Man
they
for
said
life.
they might open. They said they might open. They already hinted out that it might open the across platforms. So that's what I'm
Oh.
thinking. Maybe they will do that, and then with the gold pass and all that, how would that work?
I mean, cross-plat. It turns out, obviously, none of us here are developers, but from what you can see, other developers saying, okay, it could just be, developers saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff, like marketing and stuff. But turns out it's super easy to do, right? And it's essentially flicking a switch. But it's like Sony and Microsoft and all the other companies that and like licensing deals that hold stuff up. Really,
That's with them. Because then because most of my friends play on PS4, right? Obviously they don't have a PC to do that, but I was thinking, bro, if we could actually do that on like play PC and PS4 on EA games, that would be a different thing. You know,
Those
that
games,
was shortened.
those games are never going to be optimized for that type of stuff, though.
this is what I'm saying.
It
PC
actually
gaming is on the
costs money.
decline.
It costs money to optimize and port that type of shit. Like
It does. But Call of Duty did it.
Yeah, but Call of Duty has a fan base on a toaster
yeah,
and a fridge and everything else.
there were like two franchises that you can say that for: Call of Duty and Skyrim. Like,
I mean, let's not bring Skyrim into it because Skyrim isn't optimized to run on anything ever, right?
True.
Like Bethesda's whole the meme is real, or is it a feature or a bug? Because you'll never actually know, right? Because if it's a bug that works well enough, they'll be like, yeah, it's definitely a feature. We didn't fuck this up. This is like what we do. But if it's like a game breaking bug, then it's yeah. But look, I'm done with Bethesda because
I want to see what they do for Starpoint, and then
I
I'll be
don't
done.
give a shit. Starpoint's been coming out for like almost a decade, I swear, and all we've seen is like
an image,
a fucking image, right? So until I see something substantial, I don't give a shit, right? Give me a game that works.
I want that next sci-fi space epic, bigger than Mass Effect. I want to go huge.
Bigger than
I'm
Star
telling you
Citizen?
now. I'm telling you now. It's not gonna be
It's gonna,
Bethesda.
yeah.
It ain't gonna be Bethesda. Like Mass Effect was something special.
Mhm.
We're still talking about the last one, but the first three, the only ones that exist,
Yeah.
were something special, right? Say what you want about the ending for the third one, but come on, man.
The journey was incredible. Like I
Exactly.
don't even remember what the ending was. Please don't spoil it because I don't remember. But like the fucking journey of that of those games, like man, I am gonna replay it eventually.
I'm waiting for that Mass Effect 1 remaster or remake, whatever they call it. Essentially, if they can make it play like a modern video game, I'm gonna play Mass Effect 1. I'm trying to play Mass Effect 1 now, janky, and I don't like it, and
Like
it's a struggle.
even trying to mod it is a struggle.
Exactly. So
And I don't really want to skip it because like there's some really good, cool character stuff in there.
but it's love can only take you so far.
You're right.
But other than that, it'd be interesting to see how this EA thing plays out. I just think they've realized play on Origin just isn't viable. So I think they're giving it one last push on other platforms, and then seeing what happens. Because before it was like we're gonna like even Sony did with PlayStation Now, I think it was, where they tried to stream games. Like that was the big thing,
Yeah,
and it just
Everybody's
never
tried.
worked. And then the
everybody's
last,
tried at this point.
I think the only people like I thought who may pull it off were Google, and even they fucked that massively, right?
Google is not a gaming company.
I
didn't
know,
ex-
but they
I
know
didn't
how to
expect them.
do. They know how to do networking and shit, man. I thought, man,
Yeah,
the
true.
lies they fed
True.
us was just we've got this like crazy shit
But
which will like
it's
make it work.
What about Stadia?
yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, like I think okay, Google is definitely not a gaming platform. Okay, they have nothing to do with gaming. That I agree, but they have the resources and the servers to make it happen. If I see
Google
anyone
hire
doing
some
it,
of the
I think it's
smartest
them.
people in the world, right? To fucking do this stuff, and they couldn't stream like Minecraft properly.
The question
It's
is,
just-
the question I have is: do you think they will wait it out or continue to push forward with Stadia, or do you think they're going to abandon it?
I mean, doesn't Google abandon a lot of their stuff?
Yeah.
There you go. I'm
So,
surprised. I'm honestly surprised it's still around now.
me personally, I think if anybody was going to be able to stream gaming, it would be a company who deals in streaming shit. So I'm thinking about like a music company or
Spotify gaming coming
Yeah.
to a neural chip near you.
But yeah, no, I actually think like it will either be like Spotify or Apple or
It won't be Spotify. Spotify have no.
No, I do not think that. I think it has to
Apple,
be
nah,
big companies that will
okay,
be able to do it
Apple,
efficiently.
Amazon.
nah. Amazon maybe because
Nah.
they're making a push into
In fact, no,
gaming, even though-
Amazon's got their whole fucking engine and shit. So it might actually be Amazon.
I mean, they have an engine, but
Resources, bro.
literally every game they've put out, which is 2 at this point, I think, have been
Mhm.
garbage. So let's not put any too many chips in that basket.
No, just because they're bad at making games. Sorry, guys. Just because they're bad at making games doesn't mean they'll be
Yes, it does.
terrible at streaming.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it does. You can't make a game, but you can like suddenly stream it. Nah, fam. At least look, we know Netflix can make movies. Some of them are pretty good. Most of them are bad. So far, Amazon is 0 for 0, right? So until they put out some like next big thing, they got no faith from me.
What do you mean?
And
What do you mean? What
Spotify-
do you mean by next big thing, though?
Amazon's,
I don't know.
Amazon's really
Next big
trying to
thing.
capitalize on the
Like a
big
game-
multiplayer
Okay.
stuff. The stuff that
Okay,
will just
wait.
keep
Have
people
you
in
heard
stream.
about the game they launched, the MMORPG called
Yeah,
New World?
look. Disclaimer: I haven't played it. One of my friends who plays a shit ton of MMOs, right, was like, "This is just not very good."
It's still in early.
Mate, you can't. What the fuck does that mean? Like, you can't release a game. Like, what is the mentality of we'll release a game that's not good now, but if you support us, it'll be better in like 5 years.
Yeah, that's not good
Most
enough.
of the games do. They release the game in early access, and then as while people are playing,
It's a stupid practice. It's just like I don't. This is why I don't buy early access games.
So for me, right, the whole early access thing, I'm happy to do that for independents.
No, fuck with them.
Amazon is a conglomerate.
Exactly.
Even if they would be technically classed as an independent in the gaming industry, those motherfuckers have money to burn. Don't come to me with a half-assed quarter-baked piece of shit.
Okay. For whatever they produce now,
I
it
mean,
looks
Amazon, if
good
you
enough,
want to
it's
sponsor this
promising.
podcast, you're free to do so. I'll sing your praises. Don't worry about it. You guys
we
are
will
great at delivering stuff.
We will
You're the
abandon
best.
our convictions in a heartbeat for money, Amazon. Just realize that. Hit us up on our official email, which should be in the description down below. I will do anything for money, within reason. I'm not
You're not
like-
you're not shining shits.
exact. Well, yeah, shining doorknobs basically with my mouth. I'm not doing that again, but I will do anything else.
Cool.
Hit me up, Jeff. Yeah, continue.
Oh, did we just stop?
It's because I'm just thinking about next topic. I would love to talk about the new cards, but
Odds.
Yeah, graphics cards.
yeah,
Oh man, I don't know enough about graphics cards to like chime in. All I know is everyone was like, "Yeah, fuck PC. We've got like the PlayStation, Xbox, and PlayStation now as powerful as modern day PCs." And then Nvidia came and was like, "Well, fuck you guys."
yeah, but there is a big gap between console and PC gaming,
There's
bro.
always going to be a fucking big gap between console and PC gaming. The issue is PC gaming is mad expensive. I don't want to spend $1.5 grand on a graphics card, which I'm happy to do.
Here's
right?
the
For me
distribution
to-
of money, right? When it comes to PC gaming, right, it costs more to build your system and maintain your system, right? But the games are generally cheaper. You can usually get them cheaper, and
Way cheaper.
Are they though?
You get the ability to mod, as well as a load of independent games that you just won't get on consoles.
Look,
Versus, great,
you look at-
I've got to spend $60 to $70 on a game every couple months because I have to keep up with my friends.
if you look at big AAA games, right, which is the games most people want to play, right,
Yeah.
they don't appreciate in value nearly as quickly as they do on console. That's what I think people are starting to forget. Like, these games don't go on sale like they used to anymore. That might have been true a few years ago,
Yeah.
but these AAA games aren't going on sale for those crazy prices nearly as often as they used to. At one point, you were right? And now I shouldn't have to spend $3 grand on a PC to then get stuck with a shitty port of a game
you don't
that
have
may
to
or may
spend
not
$3
be
grand.
fixed. You know what I mean?
Okay, wait. I understand your point, but let me put it this way. Now, nowadays, you can get a very decent PC.
Yeah.
Because I do that research.
fair.
I'm doing
That's
my
fair.
research at the
A
moment.
decent
my
PC
point
for
is-
$500.
Mhm.
But my point is, you can buy a decent PC for £500, but the port will probably be shit because they're
What port?
optimized consoles.
The
Any
port of
port.
the
Pick
port
a
of a
port.
AAA game. See,
Like even Horizon Zero Dawn's port was fucking garbage, right? God knows if they fixed that yet.
Yikes.
But like the best port I've seen of video game is Destiny 2, where a fucking potato can run that game, right? But all these other ports, like Anthem, right? I know Anthem didn't turn out to be like a great game to begin with, but even my PC, which should be able to run it, is struggling, right? And like a lot of these newer games, PC ports are crap. Like people are like, oh, but my experience was fine. That's how PC gaming is. One person can run something, the other person cannot. If I buy a PS5 for £500, I'm getting 4K.
Consistency is the
Yeah.
difference.
And like, I got to the point where I just can't bother with it anymore. So I'm just gonna buy a console. And mods are coming to console slowly but surely, so that's gonna stop being an issue at some point.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, I will happily sell my PS5 and go jump back on console when I feel like it's worth it again. But at the moment, it's just not. Because I still have to spend £500 on a graphics card alone, right, to get top end performance similar to what consoles are getting at the moment.
No, better than consoles.
Slightly.
No, definitely.
And then even then, right, it's £500 for that. Or
Mhm.
like, what other graphics card are you going to use to get to the same level of quality, which is, let's be honest, medium to high in comparison, on like a mid-tier PC with recent games? Like one of the main reasons I'm getting a console because I know to run Cyberpunk 2099 at a decent frame rate, right? I'm gonna have to
Decent frame rate, though.
buy 60 should be the minimum. You can say, oh, 30, yeah, maybe. But like I believe like it's way nice to play a game at 60 frames per second as a minimum, right? That's what everyone on PC tends to like aim for as a minimum. That's why it was such a big deal when consoles suddenly got 60 frames per second.
No, but the thing is that most of the people on console, they actually game on monitors. You know, they don't really they don't really game on
that doesn't matter.
Specialized monitors.
When you don't need a specialized monitor to run 60 frames per second.
No,
you need a special monitor for 4K, but not for like 60 frames per second.
Okay, so it's gonna be 4K, 60 frames per second, bro. Well, whilst on PC with the new cards, obviously I'm pointing out and I'm emphasizing on the new cards because they are the new cards. Like they are gonna make a difference between the price that it takes to get a console and the price that it gets to get a decent running.
I know
PC.
the graphics card alone is £500 for the cheapest one.
But bro, it's the cheapest one with the. It's like I cannot begin to say like. If people want, they can go check the stream. But
if you really want that much of a graphic improvement on your game, that's even considering if the game is optimized to run that properly, right? Then go for it. Spend your £500 on just a graphics card. All I'm saying is, at this point, I don't want to spend money on essentially a brand new because I have to upgrade my CPU, probably my motherboard at this point as well.
Yeah,
plus my graphics card.
You have to get a whole new PC at that point.
Basically, you have to get a whole new PC to get these like great graphics for the chance of a port not running it properly.
See, it's not just about the graphics though. It's about like the population density of whatever that generated world is. It's there is so much. See, when we talk about graphics cards, right? We're only speaking about how it affects games, but like PCs aren't just designed for games.
No, but we're talking about in a gaming context.
Yeah, we're talking about the gaming context, yeah.
So, but
like, if it was anything, okay, but we're comparing it to something that only does one thing, really, right? Its main function is to play games. That's what consoles are there. You can do like streaming and whatever, right? Yeah. But you can do that on a fucking like phone nowadays, so it doesn't really matter. But when we're coming to what we're talking about now, like the value from money argument isn't there anymore.
You can't
because graphics aren't getting that much better.
Because it's not about graphics anymore, and other than the whole RTX thing, it's not about graphics anymore. Because graphics isn't gonna improve. Graphics just won't. It's not. It's about how much stuff you can put on the screen, how much you can populate the world with. There's stuff. Draw distances like. Yeah, but forget fidelity. It's going to be population. It's going to be AI. It's going to be post-processing.
I'm telling you now, right? Because of consoles anyway.
Yeah.
Because games are built to run on console, you won't get any of a lot of those things won't be better on PC because it's just not how it works. They want you're not going to get better AI on PC than a console.
Yeah, you will.
You might get better draw distance, but draw distances in most games are fine, even with like this major graphic improvement.
I personally think that the more intricate functions.
I'm just saying you pay the price, but the experience you get out of like gaming on a PC and gaming on a console is completely different. Like
in what way?
For me, okay, like I haven't tried a PS5 yet or anything like that, but since I've been gaming on PC, I felt like I was enjoying it more. I don't know if it was like the smoothness or it was just the movement. I don't know, but something made it a little bit more worth.
That's fair to you then. But like at this point, I'm downloading games and half of them aren't fucking working because the ports are shit. So at this point, I'll just buy my PS5 and live.
What do you mean the ports?
Look, because games are primarily built to run on a console. They're then ported onto a PC by sometimes a third-party developer. Because you can't just lift the game and put it on PC. It has to be tweaked in order to run with all this different,
adjusting the engine and everything.
Yeah, to run all this different architecture. So sometimes you get a good port that will run really well.
Here is where I think your argument for shitty ports is gonna fall over. The new consoles are basically PCs now.
They've always been fucking PC.
No, they haven't. Well, they've been
they have.
The last generation was sort of PC. Now they're running on PCs. That's what they are.
fine. But my point still stands where the games are built for that architecture, so it'll work.
So I personally think that the era of shitty ports will be over.
I mean, it was, and then it came back.
I think it's gonna go again.
If it does, then I'll jump back on. But at the moment, I can't be bothered with it. I'd rather just play PlayStation and save myself like $2,500.
Yeah, but you putting the price a bit too high, bro. You can make an affordable PC for at least
We're not talking about affordable PCs at this point. We're talking about running, because your argument was we're trying to run the games at a better quality than the current generation, and to do that, I'd have to spend the money.
Yeah, but you don't need much, bro. You don't need much for that. Trust me. Like
I'm looking
my
at
PC, the cost of my PC right now, the cost of my PC that I'm building right now is literally 700.
If you can run Cyberpunk 2099 on that at the same level as a console, congratulations.
Same level.
He would definitely be able to.
I would definitely be able to
for 700. Yeah.
Sure. All right, we'll see.
Definitely.
But I can't at the moment, so for me, it's not a viable option.
I'm not gonna say stream it from the same PC will be viable, but bro, I'll definitely be able to play it. I had a very good very good graphics, and bro, it's gonna be something different. Trust me. Like I'm not saying like these are like bad or anything like that. I'm just saying that the experience you get, I think, is a little bit better, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I want to play some Resident Evil.
I
still got to watch Lovecraft Country as well.
That show's fucking great. We will talk about that another time.
Yeah, you should watch it with me so we can chat shit while we watch it.
I watched that show without any distractions because it's so good.
You're a distraction. Fuck you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining me.